Hi, and welcome to The Mill, a podcast by Mill & Co., an advertising collective specializing in strategy, creative ideation, and execution. My name is Rachel Ballatori. I'm your host and the founder and CEO of Mill & Co. Back with us today, back for more, is Lydia de Martino. She's our director of strategy at Mill & Co. Hey, Lyd, how's it going?
Hey there, how's it going today?
Good, good. Thanks for coming back. Thought we scared you off after the first one.
Never, you can't scare me. I'm unshakable.
It's the Italian blood in you. Nothing scares us except guilt. Lydia, I wanted to talk to you today about cross-channel planning. We talked about it a little bit the last time we met, but things have definitely changed, especially in 2020 with the impacts of COVID-19. So I just wanted to take a step back and talk about, in your opinion, what is the importance of strategizing a cross-channel plan for a brand?
So I think when we think about cross-channel strategies, there's two main ideas that come to the forefront for me. It's efficiency and it's also strength. So when you have all of your channels organized and speaking to each other, there's better ways to trail what you want to get done, or trace what you want to get done. So what I mean by that is, if we are looking purely digital, as most things are in 2021 because of COVID, understanding how your social media works with your websites, works with your SEM and SEO, working with your trade media publications, all of that is really important to understand if, events go up in flames like they did last year. Do you have other legs to stand on? And I think that's what, if you look at your approach in a 360 cross-channel plan type of way, you're going to have that efficiency, but you're also going to have that strength.
Right. And we talked about this a bit last time, but looking at the different channels, what a channel essentially is, like a platform like a Facebook, an Instagram, a LinkedIn, a website, experiential, email, newsletter marketing. The purpose of marketing and advertising across all of those channels is because it's more opportunity for brands to communicate their brand story, positioning, and tone of voice, to interact and have more experiences and meaningful interactions with clients, customers, and prospective customers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So then, when we think about COVID-19, which thrust all of us into lockdown and having to rely really heavily on digital, how have you seen this impact of the pandemic affect the channel plans that we've been presenting and recommending to clients?
So I think that something that came to the forefront when COVID hit and everybody was, forced at home was clients were getting a better understanding of how important social media and digital media and just digital channels in general are. And so I think something that was commonly overlooked, and we've talked about this before, that it was always thought of a kind of yes and almost approach, was social media. And so I have found that a lot more clients are now more open to the idea and discussion of how can I really make these channels work for me? How can I use LinkedIn to drive lead gen? How can I use Facebook to create a community for my brand? How can I use Twitter to be a part of the conversation when it's the right time at the right moment? So I think that it's forcing clients to be a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? A little more willing to say yes and try, because the options are now not just limited to what's traditional and what's semi-digital. It's kind of opened up a whole new world for them. And so they say, yeah, let's try it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Well, and I think, Lydia, you say this to me all the time, and it's something that we implement almost on a daily basis with our clients, is the create once, use many mentality. And that rings true, especially during a time like a pandemic, when there are a lot of brands that said, listen, we're laying off people. We barely have budget to keep our doors open, let alone for marketing. That doesn't mean that the marketing needs to suffer. So then comes in the strategy of, yes, the channels may be a little bit diminished. We may just be focusing on social. But what assets do you have? What content do you have that's already created that we can repurpose, reuse in multiple different channels to reach people just to stay engaged?
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do with one single piece of content. I mean, the longevity and lifetime of a white paper, for instance. You can take that white paper and it lives on your site, and then you can distill it into snackable social media posts. You could also turn it into an animated video. There's one piece of content that you can use so many different ways. So I think at this point in my life, I need to just get create once, use many tattooed somewhere on my body because I say it so often.
What else
Right
can
on
we
my
create
forehead.
once and use many? There's got to be things. You know, our next podcast episode will be all about, hi
Create
folks,
once,
here are
use
10
many.
things you can create once and use many. Number one, social media.
Yeah.
I mean, well, speaking of that model, I mean, Lydia, you've been with Mill & Co. for almost a year now. You
Yeah.
and I have worked together in many capacities for years. You know that all under one roof is our motto. It's our strong suit. It is literally the name of a mill. If you think about it in the physical sense of a house, it's all under one roof with a singular process. What, in your opinion, is the value of this model, even in a pre-COVID world, and now especially in a post-COVID world?
Efficiency. I know I keep saying that, but I think that working with you over the past year and seeing how this model works, it really is efficient. You are having one main point of contact who you are building trust with, who knows your brand, who knows your company culture, who understands your content, who develops your strategy. And so there is an efficiency that comes to that, along with just general care and trust that comes with that client. And the partnership that you build. So I think it's invaluable, really, to have that kind of all under one roof model.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Lydia, that's all I have for you today. Once again, I'm sitting here with my hands clasped. As a good Italian, I just want to have them flailing in the air while yours have been all over the screen. I love you for that. Thank you for being true to our heritage.
I have to be who I am. I can't help it.
What do you want me to say? Thank you so much for everyone for tuning into The Mill. Until next time, you can check out our Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn pages for more content. Feel free to check in with Lydia on LinkedIn to see what she's up to. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Lydia, thank you so much.
I'll see you later, Age. Thanks.
Bye-bye.